Welcome to our countdown of the very worst prisons in the USA. You know, the American justice system is a crazy thing, man. It's supposed to rehabilitate people, but some of these places, they just seem designed to break you. These are the places where the most dangerous criminals are held, and where conditions are often the harshest. We're talking about solitary confinement, violence, terrible food, the works, man. So buckle up because we're about to dive deep into the 5 most notorious prisons in the country. Coming in at number 5, we've got San Quentin State Prison. This place has been around since the gold rush, man, and it's seen it all. It's right there in California, one of the most beautiful states, but inside those walls, it's a different story. Overcrowding, violence, it's like a pressure cooker ready to explode. They've had some of the most notorious gangsters locked up here. You think about Charles Manson, he spent some time at San Quentin. The stories that come out of this place, man, they'll make your skin crawl. Guards and inmates living in a constant state of tension. And the history, man, it's brutal. They used to execute people right there in the prison yard in front of the other inmates. Can you imagine witnessing that? It's like something out of a nightmare. Next up at number 4, we've got Rikers Island. This place is infamous, man. It's like a giant scar on the face of New York City. This place is notorious for its brutal treatment of inmates. We're talking about beatings, abuse, neglect, you name it. And it's not just the guards, man, it's the other inmates too. You got gangs running rampant, violence is a daily occurrence, it's like a jungle in there, survival of the fittest. And the crazy thing is, most of the people locked up in Rikers are just awaiting trial. They haven't even been convicted of anything yet, and they're stuck in this hellhole. It's a broken system, man. Number 3 on our list takes us down south to Louisiana to a place called Angola Prison. Now this place is different, man. It's a maximum security penitentiary, yeah, but it's also a working farm. These guys work long hours in the fields, growing crops. You might think, well, at least they're outside getting fresh air. But trust me, it's not that simple. It's brutal, man. The heat, the humidity, the backbreaking labor, and the violence, it's always simmering beneath the surface. They call it the farm, but everyone knows it's a plantation. And the stories you hear about what goes on there, man, it's like stepping back in time. At number 2, we've got ADX Florence. They call it the Alcatraz of the Rockies, and for good reason. This place is built for one thing and one thing only, to hold the most dangerous criminals in the country. We're talking about terrorists, mob bosses, serial killers. These guys are kept in solitary confinement, locked up alone for 23 hours a day. Imagine that, man. No human contact, just you and your thoughts. It's enough to drive anyone insane. The psychological toll it takes is unimaginable. They say the silence at ADX Florence is deafening. It's like a tomb, a place where hope goes to die. And finally, our number 1 most notorious prison in the USA, Attica Correctional Facility in New York. If these walls could talk, man, they'd scream. This place is infamous for one thing in particular, the Attica prison riot of 1971. For 5 days, inmates took over the prison, holding guards hostage, demanding better living conditions, some sort of human dignity. The whole country was watching, man. It was a powder keg of racial tension, political unrest, and the brutality of the prison system. In the end, it ended in a bloodbath. State troopers stormed the prison, guns blazing. Inmates and hostages were killed. It was a tragedy, man, and it left a stain on the American conscience. These prisons, man, they're not just concrete and steel. They represent something bigger. They're a stark reminder of the harsh realities of the criminal justice system. We like to think we've progressed, but these places, they show us how far we still have to go. It's a tough subject, man. These are human beings after all, even if they've committed terrible crimes. What's the solution? I don't know, but I know we need to be talking about it. We need to be asking tough questions about justice, rehabilitation, and the very nature of punishment. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content.